son Mark, and you're going to have to introduce everybody else of the family.
Okay, well, first of all, I'll introduce Olga. Olga is one of Connie's nurse with Caregiver Homes, and they do a great job. They really care about Connie. So, and this is my sister Linda. That's my sister Christina, next to my mother Connie, and that's my wife Vicky. And my name is Mark.
God bless you.
And my brother Bruce and his wife Amy are on their way. They're not here yet.
Oh, excellent.
That's Connie's youngest son.
He's the baby.
Yep.
Oh, very fast. I don't have a picture of myself that good.
So did you want us to tell any stories about Connie?
Yeah.
Okay.
So first of all, where and when was Connie born, and how many brothers and sisters, and how many children does she have, and just that kind of thing.
Connie was born she was born on January 2nd, 1926, and she had 9. Was it 9? 8 brothers and sisters.
Wow. She was born at home, Mom. Did you know that? Born at home.
Oh, I didn't know that.
And she was 13 pounds 1 ounce when she was born.
Oh, my God.
13 pounds 1 ounce.
Connie was 13 pounds?
13.1 when she was born.
Oh, my goodness.
Her mother wasn't even 5 feet tall, like just about 5 feet tall. Born at home.
Her mother's name was Valletta. Does that sound familiar?
Oh, yeah.
That's Connie's middle name. Constance Valletta Swan. CVS. That's what CVS stands for.
CBS. She loves to say that.
She does.
I want to see her face.
Connie was a welder.
We heard all our lives growing up.
Connie was a welder in the Navy during World War II.
No way.
She worked at the Navy.
She worked at the Navy Yard, right, yeah. She wasn't in the Navy, but she worked at the Navy Yard.
As a welder?
As a welder. Yeah, she helped to weld, I believe, ships?
Yeah.
Naval ships.
I remember that when that was going on.
World War II.
Her father, her husband's name was Everett Swan, and he was in World War II.
Yep.
He was stationed in the Philippines during World War II.
In the Navy.
In the Navy. Her father, his name was William Jones, and or Bill for short. And Bill was a carpenter.
His name was.
That's where I got some of my carpentry skills from. Was from my grandfather, and he worked on old Ironsides. He was one of the ones that rebuilt old Ironsides, which is the USS Constitution that's stationed in Charlestown, Mass.
Wow.
Yeah. Let's see, what else?
She's one
Well,
of 9.
okay, she was one of 9, but she had 8 kids herself altogether. She had a son who died when in
1964.
64, yeah. I was 3 years old.
John Quincy Adams.
His name was John Quincy Adams, because her first husband's name was Walter Adams.
There were 2 litters.
There were 2 litters. I was the firstborn of the second litter.
1 of 5 and then 3.
Are you guys all from the second litter?
No,
No.
Linda and Christina were from the first. There was 5 and then 3.
She had 5 kids and then she remarried and had 3 boys. Mark, Ronnie, and Bruce.
Mark, Ronnie, and Bruce. You might have heard of us.
Now, was John Quincy named after the president, as you would
He
think?
was.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how old was he when he died?
9.
8.
He was 8. He was 8 years old.
He was 8.
What happened?
And well, I'll tell you. Well, he had a brain tumor. But I'll tell you a short story. John was such a good boy that my mother would always tell the story of this one day. Well, he said that he saw God. He came to her and he said, "Mommy, I saw God," and he said that I'm going to die. And this is before, right? That's true.
I heard that. Yeah. She told me that story.
This is before they knew he had a tumor.
No,
Right.
he had a tumor.
He had a tumor.
Chemo and he was under radiation.
Wow.
Yeah, so he said he saw God, and then one day he came to my mother and he said, I have to, I guess it was like confessing his sin. The only sin that he ever committed was he stole a jar of peanut butter and ate the whole jar of peanut butter. That was the worst thing he had ever done. And so my mother, of course, my mother was very brokenhearted about that. She doesn't remember. She can't hear what I'm saying right now. Thank goodness. But yeah, she had never forgotten John. In fact, we have a portrait of John. It's a sketch, like a colored sketch that somebody had made of him, a portrait hanging on the wall at the house. Anybody else have any stories to tell?
I'm trying to think of any right now.
If you'd like to talk to Connie, you need to speak directly in her right ear. And if you talk directly in her right ear, she can hear what you're saying.
I can't get over that.
And she knows a lot of songs. She likes to sing. She knows that. And then she likes the soldier's last letter. And this was a song. This was a song written from a soldier who was going to come home to his mother. How did it go?
I can't remember.
I'll tell you one. The captain just gave us. The captain just gave us our orders.
The letter.
And Mom, we must carry them through. I'll finish this letter the first chance I get. But for now, I'll just say I love you.
This is Connie's youngest son, Bruce. He just walked in, and his wife, Amy.
I'll hold that picture so
You can go say.
go sit, Amy and Bruce. I'll hold this picture.
Now Bruce has a photographic memory. He's got a very special gift.
How you doing?
So he can remember details of practically every day going over his entire life. You know, so I'm gonna let Bruce tell you a story.
Who else?
Bruce is gonna tell you a story about Connie.
Tell you a story? I am? Alright. Wow, that's
Did I forget to give you the memo?
I just want to thank you all for honoring my mom. Yeah, she is. She used to build ships during World War II in 1942, 43. She used to work at the Charlestown Navy Yard.
Wow.
She used to help with the war effort, building ships. You know, that's when she was, yeah, she was riveting ships.
I remember that.
Yeah, you do? Yeah. That's what she did.
The picture.
We've got it safe. It's right over there. We're keeping it safe for you.
I'm taking it home.
Yes, you
Yeah, there you go.
Yes, you are.
That's her in 1942. That's when she was 17 years old. 18, actually 1943. She was 17, looking like a Hollywood movie starlet. Yeah.
No kerchief.
No kerchief. Pre-kerchief day.
That was the baby. I was the last one. I was born in 1966. Yeah. That was number 8.
20 years between 1 and 8.
Yeah, there's 20 years between number 1 and number 8. So.
Wow.
Now, by the time you were born, had all the people from the first litter left?
No, they were still home.
Yeah, because it's 15 years between us, 10 years between us, and then Ronnie and I 12.
Yeah, they started leaving. They started leaving in 1968, 69. My brother Paul was the
Yeah, he
first.
went into the service.
Yeah.
Right, Paul was in Vietnam. But you know what I wanted to say, of course, to you folks here is how much you've meant to Connie, and what a difference you've all made, because she, you know, even though she can't really recollect, she can't recollect a lot of things. I just know by the effect, you know, and I know by her, well, by her mood, but just by the fact that she's continuing on, you know, because, you know, we thought we were going to lose her about a year ago when she had a UTI really bad, and she wasn't eating. She didn't eat solid food for about 7 months. And I had to puree everything, and I gave her fruit smoothies and energy drinks every day, and that's what kept her alive.
Wow.
Is it true that you have breakfast here every day? Yes. I think that's what brought Connie's appetite back, because I think she got a little bit envious that you were eating a nice breakfast, and she started to ask if she could have something to eat, which was nice.
Wow.
Oh, you got something to eat, I'm starving.
Every afternoon we give her an ice cream sandwich.
In fact, I remember one day somebody had put some fruit down in front of her by accident, not realizing that she doesn't really eat solid food, and all of a sudden she started eating it, right? So I'm very, very grateful to you all, to Allison, and you all for everything that you've done, and all of her good friends here, because I know that everybody cares about her and shows her kindness, and it really makes a difference in her life.
Can I just say something? I would like to thank Mark and Vicki for taking such wonderful care of my mother, because if it wasn't for them, she would be in maybe a different type of facility and not doing half as well. So thank you.
And also,
Mark, is Mark here? He's right there.
over here,
Right there, right there.
Not Mark.
I'm close enough.
Cecile.
Anybody named
Cecile. Your friend Cecile. She comes here to Gateway with you.
Bye, Cecile. Bye, Cecile.
I know she is.
Where you been in the oven?
It's okay.
I am warm.
Everybody.
Yeah, I'll warm you up. There you go. There you go. How's that, better? They're cold. Now, every time she holds my hand, she says this.
Don't think you were in the
Yeah,
oven.
I was. So,
Allison. You sure as hell feel like it.
I would think of activities.
Yeah, so again, I just want to say thank you all.
Well, can we just ask a couple
Sure.
questions? Like,
Oh,
what was
absolutely.
Connie like as a mother? Was she strict? Was she easygoing?
All right,
oh, we can tell you some stories.
well, I'll start. I'll start. She was she was exactly how she is now. She was either the most endearing, most beloved, most